If you have a burning desire to start your business, then this video is for you. At age of 35, I launched my first product-based business in Kara. By the way, if you're interested to purchase these kids water bottle, then the link in the description box below. I am a brand owner of Inkara, where I make empowering products for the kids. When I launched my first business, I didn't know anything. I didn't have the blueprint to follow. I didn't have any business friend, nor in my family ever launched a business. So how I was able to do it without any experience? Because deep down, I was feeling stuck. I knew that I wanted to launch something on my own, but I just didn't know how to do it. I made many mistakes. I learned my lesson the hard way, but today, I am going to give you a step-by-step blueprint that I wish I had when I was about to launch my business. After watching this video, you are going to walk away with so much knowledge how to start your very own first business. The first step in starting a business is ideation, and that is where I know a lot of people go in analysis and paralysis mode and they never actually take any action. And there are other people who have a very clear idea what they want to start based on their own need. But a lot of people, and including me, I didn't know the ideation process, the ideation part of the process is actually quite critical, because starting a business is nothing but step-by-step structure. So I don't want you to just watch this video, grab pen and paper and start writing it down. In the first step, what you want to do is come up with a bunch of ideas. I do not want you to come up with only one or two ideas and start implementing on them, spending hours and hours doing research, perfecting your product, because that's what most of us do. But I would say come up with at least 15 to 20 ideas and write down why this idea matters to you, because entrepreneurship is very hard. It is actually the hardest thing ever. And I do not want to sit here and glamorize that running a business is actually not for everybody. Not everybody is cut out for it. It's a hard, long process. So during the ideation process, if the idea that you're coming up with, your reason why do you want to start with your business, why do you want to create this product, if that why is not strong, you are not going to survive, because it's almost like building something from the scratch where you have to grind every single day. People may not believe in your ideas. People don't even know what product actually you are building. So you are building something from the scratch, and then if you are chasing only money, then there are many other ways to make money. Don't start a business if your goal is just to make money. You have to have a strong why do you want to start this business. For example, when I launched my product, I knew I saw kids are suffering with the self-worth issues, and how as a grown-up adult I suffer with the self-worth issues. So if we can target that early on, how would their world would look like? I am so passionate about empowering kids from the early on to empower them with the strong words like you are strong, you're confident, you can do hard things. Their world would look so much different. And that is my why. Every single day, even when sale is happening or not happening, every single day, what makes me jump out of the bed is knowing my why. And this is what I want to emphasize. There was a lady in my one-on-one coaching. She said she wanted to launch a skincare business. And when I asked her why does she wanted to start the skincare business, she said that because it's cool and she's very passionate about the skincare. But if your knowing is not strong enough, you are not going to survive, because every business is saturated. And I wanted to target this point because I know a lot of people say, well, I wanted to start something, but it is a saturated market. All you are looking at, not perfecting the product. If you look at it, there are tons of water bottles out there. But when you look at my water bottles, why there are not that many water bottles out there? Because there are not that many water bottles that has these beautiful affirmations on it, which says, I am brave, every single time when they're carrying these water bottles. But the problem is when you only look at the market that is too saturated, you almost forget that you have to look at the product and then do some changes in it. Make that product even better. For example, if you see any skincare product, you see that the skincare market is saturated. Yes, it is true, but there are not that many skincare products that targeted the skin problem areas. So maybe you can focus on that. But the problem is you cannot just come up with any idea if you are not passionate about and your why is not strong enough. And the second point is when you are coming up with idea, always remember, idea starts, but it always solves a problem. For example, in front of me, I'm just drinking this soda. This is a brand Poppy. By the way, the video is not sponsored by Poppy, but I am just showing their product because I truly love their product. So this is a soda. So what problem it is solving? That it is not your conventional soda. This is actually apple cider vinegar soda. So people with the health issues, people with the digestion, they will probably gravitate towards something like this. Same way, somebody invented this pen. I use a pen a lot to write down all the million ideas that I get in my brain. I write down. So somebody come up with this idea that this is a problem that we need to solve. But often we forget that. When we come up with an idea, we just think about ourselves. We just think about how much money is going to make. Money making is actually great. You should be looking at making money, but not as your main reason. The problem that is solving, that is the most crucial because there's no business if it is not solving a problem. Then it is just a hobby. If you are planning to launch a business, I would highly recommend to look at the book The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. I really love this book. I learned a lot because what this book talks about it is problem solution fit. So for example, when I brainstorm ideas for the business, I had almost like 15 to 20 ideas and each needed a clear problem to solve. And I literally made an Excel sheet, and this is something so simple. I really want you to do it. In the one column, you can write down all the ideas. In the second column, you can write down the problem that it is solving. And the third point is which lean startup talks about it. It is validating the problem early on. So for example, let's take the skincare product. So if you are building a skincare product for eczema skin issues, and for example, if you are somebody suffering from eczema, you wanted to make a product, then maybe just ask another friend or somebody random that you saw that they have eczema and they can also help you. What is their problem? Because most of the time when we come up with an idea, we often just reach out to our friends and family. And this is exactly what I didn't do. When I launched my water bottles, I launched it to a smaller audience of almost 300 people, and I got a real feedback. And that is the key, because if you reach out to your friends and family, they are biased towards you. They probably not gonna say something because they are worried that they might upset your feeling or they are emotionally attached to you. They are not going to say anything. If you want a true feedback, then reach out to total stranger. Now let's talk about the step number 2, which is minimal viable product and market research. So in this book, it talks about it. The goal of a startup is to figure out the right thing to build, the thing that customer want and they are willing to pay as quickly as possible. The lean startup is a new way of looking at the development of innovation, a new product that emphasizing fast iteration and customer inside a huge vision and a great ambition at the same time. And this is exactly what step 2 is. Minimal viable product and market research. So going back to the same idea of starting a skincare product, you wanted to reach out to at least 15-20 people. That's exactly the second step is, which is minimal viable product and market research. In this step, you just want to come up with something. You don't have to final product. And this is where a lot of people go wrong. They think, okay, they have validated the problem, they have validated the idea, now they can just reach out to manufacturer and order tons and thousands of units of this product thinking that it is going to sell. And this is where I also went wrong, because what you wanted to do, which this book talks about it, that test that product even if it is not ready. For example, now you may be thinking that I don't have a skincare ready just yet. So how can I test? Reach out to a lot of people, at least 15 to 20 people. Reach out to them and ask about it. For example, if you are planning to build a moisturizer, you can ask them what are the current products that they are using, what are the issues that they are facing. And based on that, you can develop your first product. But when you reach out to people to validate your idea, also ask them if they are willing to pay. You can literally ask them. You can create a poll. You can literally ask people to fill out a form, which is so easy to develop, or you can ask them if they are willing to pay. For example, you can say that you are building this moisturizer. It is going to be gel based, it's going to be non-sticky, and this is your plan is, and ask them if they are willing to pay. And this is the key. If they are not willing to pay for the idea that you have, trust me, they are not going to buy your product. And now this is the most exciting step, which is sourcing and sample reviewing. Now you know what product you want to build. Now you know that people are ready to pay for the idea that you even talking about it. This is the time that you wanted to reach out to your manufacturer. And when you're reaching out to manufacturer, do not just make a mistake to reach out to one or two manufacturer. You are going to learn so much when you reach out to manufacturer. For example, if you are planning to launch this moisturizer for the eczema problem, then you want to reach out at least different 10 manufacturer and ask them for sample. And this is where people think, oh, I don't want to spend too much money. But the problem is, if you do not get the multiple samples, you have no idea what are the products out there. Maybe they can help you perfect that sample. Get as many sample as you want, and when you get the sample, send it out to the same people. Send it out to at least 5 to 10 people and ask them to give you a real feedback, because that feedback is gold for you. And as soon as they provide you feedback, this is the time when you are going to iterate the product, you want to revise it, and then you are ready to launch to the bigger audience. But before we do that, let's talk about it. The step number 4, which is pre-launch feedback loop. At this stage, now you have the product. Now you know that this is the moisturizer that people loved. You have revised it. The sample looks amazing. Then what you wanted to do is give away your first few product for free, and don't treat it as just an giveaway. Treat them as an interview, meaning that whoever you are giving away those product, you literally want to sit down with them. You can phone them, you can do Zoom call, whatever. You want to ask them what they think about the product, what changes would they like, what are the issues they are facing still using your product, and get their honest feedback. Second point is, in your feedback collection form, whatever you have built, come up with a better question. Ask them, would you repurchase this? Because that's the key. The business is only sustainable if the customer keep purchasing product. So this is why you need to come up with a very good questions. You need to ask them, would you purchase that again? And make sure when they are replying you, when they are telling you the answer, that is the true feedback. Take everything in, write down. Even when they say, for example, oh, I love this product that you build, maybe change the packaging to this color, I would love that. Reach out to a lot of people so you get so much feedback, then you can iterate your final product. When I launched my product, it was in the glossy finish, which I actually didn't like. When I sent this product to multiple moms, and they actually liked the matte finish, and this is how I decided that I wanted to go with the matte finish, because that is exactly what my customers like. And this is the key. You wanted to get their feedback, even the smallest, silliest thing that you think, you wanted to get the feedback about. And the last step is, this is the most exciting time. Now you are launching, you are selling, but remember, this is the time you are still taking feedback and revising and improving your product. Always remember, your first product is not going to be final product. When I launched my water bottles, they didn't even have a packaging, and now we have these gorgeous packaging. But when we launch, if I stayed in that analysis paralysis mode, I would have never launched it. I would have even think about it, okay, I need to perfect my first product from the get-go. You don't have to. You don't have to. You just need to validate your idea. You just need to reach out to the people who actually need your product. They are willing to pay money for it. And don't try to perfect your product. But when you are ready to launch, I would say build awareness. And this is the key. I would say that start building your social media presence from early on. Even when you are in the ideation process, just start documenting your journey, because you have no idea how many people will resonate your message. And always remember that people buy from people, never from the brand. And when they connect with your story, when they resonate with your messaging, they are most likely to purchase your product. They are your true customers. And this is why creating a market before even launch is a key. Because a lot of people think that they need a lot of money. If you do not have an audience, yes, you do need a lot of money to market the product, but now you don't need to do that. There are so many products, they started on social media and they are doing millions of dollars through social media, and that's exactly the key. Otherwise, I'm gonna say this honestly, marketing that's where most of the dollar goes. By the way, if you wanna work directly with me, if you have a solid business plan and you wanted to take an action, you wanted to launch your business, then I am offering 101 Business Mastery course with me, where I will be working along with you to help you launch your very own first product. I'm offering a 30-minute intro session. Please send email to me and my team will book your session with me. Rather than spending so much money on the marketing, this is the time when you wanted to create your social media presence. You want to create that hype. You want to show people behind the scene. You wanted to show the process. You wanted to show how you work so hard for these products, and then get the true feedback from the customer. Get them all ready to launch for your product. I know after watching this video, you are so excited to take an action. Don't get fixated on thinking about how market is saturated. Don't stop just thinking about it. You don't have a good idea. Just come up with at least 15 to 20 ideas and start implementing on it. If you have any other business question, which I will be creating a whole series on how to launch and successfully sell your product, then subscribe to my channel and leave in the comment section what are your current issues in your business. Have you launched a business yet, or are you thinking about launching a business? I would love to know that. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.